Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Person, Mr. Dr. Andi Kaharudin SCPM Home, as a lecturer of Morphology and Sintax in the class of PBIA 2024 for academic year 2025-2026. Excuse me, sir, I'm Firkoh Najaya Ala with student ID number 204-001-24 and 006, and allow me to answer assignment 2, morpheme and word structure. First question, what is the main difference between free morphemes and bound morphemes, and give one example of each. The main distinction of functional of free morphemes can stand alone as a word and carry independent meaning, while a bound morphemes cannot appear by itself and must attach to a base or root to contribute a meaning. For example, in the word rewriter, the free morphemes write already has meaning on its own, whereas the bound morpheme re and cannot stand alone but add meaning or when attached to the root. This difference is important in the classroom because free morphemes are usually the basic vocabulary learners already know, while bound morphemes are the parts they must learn to use correctly in order to form new words. Second question, define affixation and name the three main types of affixes described in the lesson. Affixation refers to the process of attaching a bound morphemes, known as a affix, to a base or root in order to alter its meaning or form. The lesson outlines three main types: prefix, which are added at the beginning, for example, this, in, disagree; suffixes, which are placed at the end, ness, in, kindness; and infix, which are inserted within a root, though these are rare in English and usually informal. For example, fan, freaking, and tastic. It is also derivation, changing the meaning or word class, or inflectional, indicating grammatical features. Thus, affixation should be seen not as a single process, but as a range of word building operation that learners need to differentiate. Third question, in the word nationalism, identify the root, base, and stem. In the word nationalism, the root is nation, the central unit of meaning. The base is nation, an intermediate form that other affixes can connect to. And the stem for the final derivation is also national, since ism attaches to it to produce nationalism. Recognizing this difference layers allow learners to understand that a single word can include a root, a derivative base, and additional stage of derivation. Fourth question, what role do inflectional suffix play in English, and how many major ones exist? Inflectional suffixes indicate grammatical features such as tense, number, spec, comparison, or procession, but they do not alter the fundamental lexical category of a word. They function as grammatical endings that allow a word to operate correctly in sentence. According to the chapter, English contains 8 primary inflectional suffixes, so instruction should focus on their grammatical function rather than lexical meaning. Since they mark grammar instead of creating new meanings, teaching students to recognize them can help minimize syntactic mistake and misunderstandings. Fifth question, what is the purpose of using morphemes trees in teaching vocabulary? Morpheme trees visually represent the hierarchy of word formation, indicating the sequence in which morphemes are attached. For instance, believe plus able. For example, believable, followed by an. In teaching, they serve both analytical and generative function. Learners can break down unfamiliar words to interpret their meaning and also practice creating new words, which supports growth in vocabulary, spelling, and morphological awareness. As instructional scaffolds that trees also highlight exceptions, and they layering of process such as derivation preceding verification. Number 6. What do you think English has fewer bound morphemes compared to more inflectional language? And how might this affect English language in learners? English contains relatively few bound morphemes because historical is shifted toward an analytic system that signal grammatical relationship through word order and function word rather than extensive inflection. As a result, grammar is expressed more syntactical than morphologically. For learners, this means they encounter fewer clear morphological markers of grammar, but must still rely on derivational effects as for vocabulary expansion. Students from a highly inflectional language may expect richer inflectional patterns and overlay them, while learners from isolating language may fail to notice morphological structure at all, making explicit instruction in morphological especially important. Number 7. In what ways could confusing root, base, and stem create challenges for students in understanding word formation? Mixing up the concept of root, base, and stem can cause mistakes such as adding the wrong affix or misidentifying which form is already from for inflection. For instance, viewing national as the root of recognizing nation as the true root